Hi guys, it's Dr. Mioka. Welcome, karibu sana. I'm just gonna jump into it. My video today, I wanted to talk about opportunities for work if you're looking to immigrate to the United States of America. In other words, what fields of work might one consider when they immigrate to the United States of America. So if you're coming from Africa in particular, you need to listen in. I'm going to be dropping some gems here about how to, prepare yourself for work in the United States, okay? So first of all, I was looking at some data online and found out that 18.6% of the workforce in the fields of both education and healthcare are actually being done by foreign-born workers. That is, people who have immigrated from elsewhere and come here to the United States in recent years. Yeah, so that's very important statistics for us, because it tells us that there is opportunity for work in these fields, in the fields of education and healthcare. But I know that a majority of you guys who do your own background research on these things already know that, especially people that are coming from Africa and have been very interested to come here and enter into, let's say, nursing and certified nursing assistant fields, those kinds of things. I know you already have kind of like a clue. But I am here, guys, to just let you know, if you are thinking about immigrating to the United States of America, and maybe some of you even already won the green card and are in the process of preparing to move here, maybe in the next 1 year or so, it's very important for you to do some research, some background research into potential sectors where you could pursue work. So that's what I'm just kind of coming here to share. You could maybe do your own Google searches and just find out what type of work you could do here, because in many instances when people migrate to the United States, they think that they might come here and do the same type of jobs they were doing back home, or jobs in their field of training from back home, and very often that doesn't work, because when you come to the United States of America, the job demands, the job market, it's very different from where you might be coming from in Africa, and maybe even in Asia and elsewhere. So what you want to do is you want to align your skill with the American job market so that you can be able to easily find work. And so I've been doing a little bit of research to come and help someone that might maybe benefit from this kind of a video. Now that we know that education and healthcare are two sectors where a lot of immigrants are, working, what can you do? What kind of work might you come here to do? Okay, first I want to just kind of read through some of the areas that are available in terms of in-demand jobs. Then I will zero in on healthcare and education sectors, okay? Bear with me so I can read this out for you really quickly. I'm not going to waste your time. So in-demand jobs in the US as of 2023, these are statistics from 2023. IT and software, engineering, healthcare, finance and accounting, HR, management, nursing, teaching, marketing and sales, and hospitality. Those are the ones I came across. Maybe there might be more, but yeah, now you had me. It's a whole slew of them, and there are others, by the way, in the agricultural field and elsewhere. Yeah, you have, but I'm just zeroing in on what I think might be very useful to those of you that follow me on this channel. Healthcare specifically, let me start with that. What could you do within the healthcare sector? You could train and become an RN, that is a registered nurse, or you could train and become a CNA, a certified nurse assistant. Okay, there's a lot of our people from Africa that are doing this, that are RNs or CNAs here. Yeah, so these are very good fields of work, because once you get the training, they pay well. Okay, now you know, to become a registered nurse in the United States of America, guys, you need to put in some years, okay? You'll not just come and do like a few months of training and voila, that doesn't work like that. If you want to become a registered nurse in the US, you definitely need to go and do a degree program, which might take you like 4 years or so to complete. But if you're looking to do like a certified nursing assistantship program, that can take a shorter time. And I'm not gonna do all the homework. I would highly recommend, guys, that you do some Google search for yourself, because the reason I'm saying this is because it depends on the state where you're going. So when you immigrate here, you're going to a certain state. Each state has its own rules around certification. That's the reason why I'm not gonna say this is the protocol, because it depends on where you are. So you can do some Google search and just specify on a state where you want to go, and you'll find examples of like programs that are being offered, how much they charge for this kind of training. In some areas they might not even be charging. They might offer you like free training, but in exchange for the free training you end up putting in some hours of work on the job, like on the job training, you know, something like that. So it just depends on the state. Yeah, so you can check that out online, guys. But this is a very interesting field. If you do like a certified nursing assistant, they pay very well hourly. Yeah, and even of course the registered nurses are earning more. But I know, like here where I am in the state of Illinois, I've seen something like almost $20 per hour. Yeah, in some good areas you might have even more than that. It's a good hourly pay. Yeah, so that's something you could consider, guys. Yeah, it's something you could consider. You could also consider going, for those of you who are interested in mental health work, you could become a counselor or a psychiatrist or psychiatrist assistant, counseling assistant, those kinds of things. So you just look online and see what courses might be available that you think you could do. But these are good areas, because like counseling, you could provide this type of support in very many sectors, in schools, in hospital settings, in residential homes where they're taking care of individuals that might need some kind of counseling and support going on. You could also even provide counseling for youth who have, say for example, drug addiction, substance abuse addiction, that kind of thing. Yeah, so that would be very helpful if you're coming to the United States. You could easily get work there. You know, even social work. I've seen a lot of jobs in the social work discipline, social work field, but you would make better money if you had a degree in social work. That would be very good as well. So I also wanted to emphasize something, guys. Here in the United States, a lot of states look for people with certification. Yeah, so you have to be a certified trained individual in a particular field, in both education, in the education sector and in the healthcare sector. So for example, if you wanted to do counseling, you wanted to become a mental health practitioner, you must have certification for your state where you're living. Okay, so you put that in mind. If you want to come here and find a good job, you must be ready to do some training in your discipline of interest, okay, so that you can get this job. You're not just going to come and then you enter the job without any meaningful training. You've got to be ready for that, ready to do some serious reading and writing for some time, and then you'll get into your discipline. Yeah, and sometimes you can come here, maybe you might not find work in your area of training, or your area of training, yes, and so you realize that you need to change tact and find work where you will make money. And so you might not have money to pay for a degree or a certificate at first when you come, so you might consider doing the kind of work that does not really require a lot of training, and then you save up money, and then when you have enough money, you can then now go to college and do whatever degree or course you want to do that you think will help you make better money. Okay, yeah, and then there are also people who are doing business there, in the real estate business. It just depends on what your interests are, guys. Now I wanted also to mention being a nurse, an assistant dietitian, and also just a registered dietitian. That's really, really common here as well. It's a good discipline, it's a good field, and you can make good money. Yeah, because you can work in the healthcare industry being a dietitian. For those of you who might not know what this is, these are experts who give you advice and counsel around nutrition. Okay, and so they tend to work very closely with doctors when they're advising patients on what nutrition to follow to help them with their health issues, etc. Something like that. You can also become a dental assistant, guys. Work in a doctor's office, assisting a dentist with providing support for patients, you know, booking them in, helping them sit in the doctor's office and get ready for their dental procedures and so forth, you know, those sorts of things. So there's a lot that you could do here in the United States in the healthcare discipline. And yeah, I also wanted us to just not think about RNs and CNS only, because I feel like in Kenya there's a tendency, and maybe in other African countries, I'm from Kenya, so I'm speaking specifically about what I've seen. I tend to see people focusing so much on RN and CNA work, but we hardly ever hear these other kind of other job opportunities within the healthcare industry, like what I just mentioned, working in the dental field, working with you know, a dietitian, for example, working in the counseling discipline. Yeah, and yet the opportunities are there. Yeah. Then I haven't talked about education. So teacher education is also a field you may consider, but keep in mind that our training and education back home in Kenya, in other African countries, very different from what you have here in the United States of America. So if you want to come here to teach, you may consider, you know, going back to school, yeah, to either do a degree course or maybe a diploma course before you can think about getting into teacher education here in the United States. Yep. So I hope you guys found this helpful. I hope that it'll help you to think through what you might want to do once you come to the United States to work as an immigrant. And congratulations for those of you who have won the green card. We want to hear your stories. Please feel free to leave some comments for me in the section there. And also, please, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. And if I can, I will give you an answer back. And if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please consider doing so. I would love to have you here. Asante sana. Thank you. Bye-bye.